needed win against the Boston Celtics, playing very well, eliminating a lot of the issues that have been plaguing this team for so long. They play with energy, activity on both sides of the ball. We're going to break it all down right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans, we get to talk about a win. The Chicago Bulls snapped the Boston Celtics 9-game winning streak in their own 4-game slide on top of that, defeating the Boston Celtics 121-107. In this game, the difference in this game was just focus and activity on both sides of the ball. The Bulls out-rebounding the Boston Celtics 51-38, which is a huge discrepancy. They tie the turnover battle. They have 26 assists on 46 made baskets, 10 steals from the Chicago Bulls in this game as well, and they win the fast break battle 22-17. The Bulls also shoot the ball efficiently, 51% overall from the field, 48% from three-point range on top of that. And then when you add in Zach LaVine with a plus-minus of plus 14, only 8 for 20 from the field, but still chips in 22 points. DeMar DeRozan with 28 points. Nikola Vucevic with 12 points. Patrick Williams, in a game where he was very effective defensively, chips in 17 points, 4 rebounds, all needed. On top of that, Ayo Dosunmu also with 10 points. I've been saying for a while how this Bulls team is going to be at its best if they can get all the starters in double digits. We get that. Plus, Alex Caruso shoots the ball 4 for 7 from the field, chips in 10 points off the bench. Kobe White, in his second game back from injury, goes 2 for 8 from the field, but chips in 9 points on top of that. Javonte Green with 8 points, and Andre Drummond with 12 points and 12 rebounds and 5 points in this game. The Bulls played one of their most complete games that we've seen from them this season against an offense that is one of the best offenses in NBA history this early part of the season. Now, Jason Tatum did go 9 for 19 for 28 points. Jaylen Brown also 25 points. And then we allowed Malcolm Brogdon off the bench with 23 points. But outside of that, we really limited almost everything else from the Boston Celtics. This was a good win. This was the win that we needed. This is a win that the fan base needed to see the Bulls do, and this gives the Bulls a nice launching pad as they go into a 6-game road stretch for them. That's going to be huge, that they face a lot of playoff teams in the midst of. Again, hopefully this goes a long way in restoring the faith for Bulls Nation. The Bulls now 7-10 on the season. In this game, Ayo Dosunmu just completely impressed me with the way that he pushed the pace and the ball and his comfortability of getting to the lane in this game. Patrick Williams plays some excellent defense in almost all of his rotations on Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford he guarded in certain stretches of this game. But the story with this one when it comes to Patrick Williams is his non-reluctance of shooting the ball. I've been saying for a while, when Patrick Williams gets double-digit shot attempts, he averages 18.7 points per game. In this game, he gets 9 shot attempts, gets 17 points off 9 shots, hugely efficient, 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from three-point range, and he got to the free throw line twice as well in that game. This was a game that almost everything that we wanted to see from certain players. I would have liked to see Vooch kind of attack the rim a little bit more with mismatches. But outside of that, this Bulls team did just about everything that needed to be done. There were times where we got the lead up to 21. That lead got down to single digits, but the Bulls never broke at all. The Bulls in this game winning the first, the second, and the third quarters. They lose the fourth quarter by 2 points, but this is the way that Chicago Bulls need to play. When they play this way, we're going to be a difficult team to beat, and having Nikola Vucevic and Andre Drummond combining for 25 rebounds. Keep in mind, the Boston Celtics as a whole had 38 rebounds. We, from 2 players, 25 rebounds. Then we had a bunch of players chip in on top of that. This was the game that we needed to see from the Chicago Bulls. This is hopefully the game that not only restores our faith in them, but reminds the Bulls how good they can be when they move out there with purpose, when they are diligent in the way that they move the ball, attack the rim, and play defense. This is what we needed to see from the Bulls. All right, enough for me talking. I've talked a lot here to start this off. Let's go ahead and get into your guys' comments and see how you guys are feeling about this game. First up, Trinity Vic says spicy. I get what you're getting at with that. Finally, everyone locked in on defense. Great bounce back before the road. Absolutely agree with you. Cannon in this motherfucker. Great W. Had me nervous those last few minutes. Yeah, especially with the way that Boston's able to get hot. I was like, hey, no lead is safe, but the Bulls were able to maintain it. Bulls were definitely able to maintain it. Holy shit, that was a fun game to watch. And what a fun team the Chicago Bulls team is when they play with this way, right? Moving without the ball, moving the ball, never knowing where their attack's going to come from. This is what you need from the Chicago Bulls, especially with as many fans in our pregame show saying that the Bulls had no chance to win this game. This is why you can't allow the start of a season to make you get completely down on people or the team. This is what we needed to see. Felt like playoff atmosphere. I'll tell you what. If the Celtics and the Bulls face off in the playoffs, that's going to be a hell of a matchup, no matter what round that happens in. Gio says best four-quarter performance this year. Go Bulls. Completely agree with you on that. First quarter started off a little bit rocky, but yeah, outside of that, I definitely agree with you. Nelson says, so happy the Celtics got knocked off their high horse. Listen, at this point, I really don't care who gets on a high horse or whatever. I'm just good. I'm glad the Bulls got a win. Alex Larez should not take a 4-game losing streak to play this good, but I'm happy regardless. Agree with you. Blah, big win, nice bounce back from Vooch, and I love to see how P. Will played tonight. I completely agree with you. Brandon L. Jet, Zach never benched me again, Billy. Hey, but he showed it with his play. That's the thing. He showed it with his play. Nelson says Al Horford is butt juice. It's retirement time. Well, no, Al Horford's been playing pretty well this season. I know you look at it this game, he was 0 for 9 from the field, but keep in mind, Al Horford's averaging like 12 and 7 so far this season. And considering his age at being 36 years old, keep in mind, came into the league the same year as Joakim Noah. Joakim's been out of the league now for 2 or 3 years. Al Horford's still kicking and still being a pretty productive player. He's shooting overall 56% from the field so far this season. I'm not going to say he's butt juicing, it's time to retire overall, but we definitely exposed him this game. He could not hit a shot, and that was definitely the difference. Marcus Couch in the building. There it is. We're back on track. Well, again, let's hope that this is maintained, but if they build off this type of play style, we can definitely be saying that. Vooch and Drummond killed the Celtics on the board. Very good team game for sure. That one's also from G.O. Aiden the designer, not Pat the designer. We lose to Orlando, but win against the Celtics. How does that work? Because that's not how basketball works, right? I know, especially me as a kid, you always used to be like, oh, well, this team beat that team that beat that team, which means that team can beat us. That's not how it goes in basketball. It's about matchups. We've always matched well against Boston. And I think especially without Robert Williams being in the game, we have the size advantage when you look at having Drummond and Vooch in there at all times. And we saw that come to fruition this day, and it worked off for the Bulls. We have to get, this is from Melvin, we have to get Zach LaVine a nickname when he gets benched. He just goes off like back in Charlotte a few years ago. For Clay, it's Game 6 Clay. For LaVine, it's bench Zach. Lap Zach. Let's call him that. But yeah, I feel you with that. Chasing Dream says, Pat looked good out there. Would like to see him closing minutes though, but a win is a win. Yeah, I mean, I understand Billy Donovan coached a very good game too. Using the challenge, right? Especially because that challenge stopped the Celtics from getting momentum. Had the Celtics gotten the ball back and hit a 3 there with the way that things were going, it would have completely jacked up the momentum. This is one of the first times I've seen Billy either use a timeout or a challenge to really stop the momentum from changing and it be successful. Very good decision from Billy Donovan there. Very good decision. Jonathan Washington Jr. says it's not a big deal, but I think it would be good for Patrick Williams' confidence to close out in big games like this, especially when he's playing well. Well, I think the thing with Pat's confidence is over with. I think Pat now has confidence. When you look at the way he's been playing offensively and defensively, the fact that he didn't pass up an open shot at all today. Right? Is this the first game in a while where we can say, because even though Patrick Williams has been playing better, there's still times where he passed up shots. Patrick Williams did not pass up an open shot at all. Now, there was one time that I remember specifically, he hesitated, and it went from an open 3 to him having to put the ball on the floor and going towards the rim. But outside of that, Patrick Williams has not passed up a shot. And yeah, probably being out there to close games would definitely help, but he's building that dog in him. John Phillips, Pat sold some dog in him tonight. Absolutely. Dad in the building. Always love when my dad's in the building. This is the team I expected all year. I feel you, Pops. I really do. And I agree with you, Dad. Bro, why wasn't Pat out there in the fourth during crunch time? It's alarming that Billy kept taking him out for the shorter defenders, free Paul. Again, like I said, he played a great game. At this point, I think they wanted a little bit more shooting, maybe to move the ball a little bit faster too. Patrick Williams isn't the best with lateral quickness. But again, I do agree. I'm just trying to add some rationale to it. But I do agree Patrick Williams earned the right and should have been out there playing in the last stretches of the game. Mixo, great win. I just hope we play like this more consistently from now on. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. Yo says 2-1 versus the Celtics. And I believe this is the last time we play them this season. So that means we won the season series, which we won against them last season as well. Let me make sure we don't face the Celtics again. No, we actually do. We play them again January 9th. So season series isn't over yet. But as of right now, we are up 2-1 on them for sure. Goon, where is Goon at? We got to hear. She may be over in the Cognac Boys because those are actual her nephews, even though I call her auntie now too. But yeah, Chi-Town Javier, are the Bulls back? I, for one, have to see it done over more than one game before I personally am willing to say they're back. If they play like this, and again, it doesn't have to come in wins, right? I just mean with the play style, the level of intensity, the level of focus. If they play like that more consistently, then I'll be willing and ready to say the Bulls are back. One game, I'm sorry, I may be a jaded Bulls fan, call me a pessimist, but I'm hesitant to say that they're back for sure after one game. But this is something to build off on, and hopefully we now see them back from now on. Lee Education James in the building says, I feel like we shouldn't be too happy since we just came off a losing streak, but DeMar has been balling. Whether we lose or win, DeMar is going to be an absolute bucket. Yeah, I mean, no, we should be happy because this team came out and took care of business and did what needed to be done in probably their most complete game of basketball all season long. You should be excited about that, but let's put it into gear. Kind of like just what I just said about me, right? It's good. It's great to see this team play this way this game. It's good to see them close out and maintain a lead, but we do need to see, is this going to maintain? Is this a flash in the pan? Is this something they're not going to be playing a little bit this way more consistently? If we see that, then yes, it's time to get super excited. Cap lives in the building. Finally, the Bulls are looking like the Bulls again. Shouldn't take getting embarrassed for the team to wake up. Completely agree with you. Aiden, the designer. It was looking scary. We gave Brogdon space. Glad they worked that out. Absolutely agree with you. Patty Cook Tatum. Listen, you know what's good? What feels good for me is to see Patrick Williams literally take people off the dribble and not hesitate. Tariq T. P. Will is becoming one of my favorite players on the team. I haven't stopped being patient with him, and he is really starting to show out. Yeah, I'm telling you, definitely starting to show out. Brandon L. Jet says, I got another mailbag coming. Stay tuned, Haize. I appreciate you for that. Jay Lee, Bulls Celtics playoff series would be lit. Joe Kim and Garnett fight courtside. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, let's see what else we got. With Zach becoming more efficient throughout the season and shouldn't he continue with this energy and defensive effort, that's playing a complete game worthy of his contract. Completely agree with you all there. Completely agree with you. Let's see what else we got here. Brandon L. Jet says the chat is lit. Hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, subscribe, by the way. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by Brandon L. Jet's birthday of December 5th. If we get to that by that date, we'll be doing a major giveaway of either Bulls tickets or comparable to ticket price merch from the merch store, depending on what you want. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well. Best coaching Billy did. Great timeouts. Huge challenge. Good substitution. Only thing have been done differently is letting Pat finish. Many people echoing that sentiments for sure. Pat was cooking on the mid-range off the dribble. Yeah, it's good to see, right? It's good to see that development from him. Shrey Rowe, benching Levine definitely sent out a message to the team to step the fuck up for sure. And we're seeing that. Stoney over here from Twitch says a balanced team effort. Any word on Dragic? Is he okay? You know what? Let me check on that real quick. I don't think we got any updates on that. I know he did come back after that initial injury, but I think it was just still kind of sore. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything that I can see as of yet. So yeah. Io turned it on in the second half, pushed the fast break. Hey, that's what you need to do. Goon is in the building. We need this win. We broke that losing streak, and we broke their winning streak for sure. Goon says, "Oh, I'm right here, nephew. I knew you was coming. I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you." How does this affect Derrick Rose's legacy? What are you talking about? What you mean we should be happy? We've been fucking up. We need this win. Hopefully we going to see more of this type of energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Stoney, are we willing to say Zach responded to the criticism appropriately? Great comeback win. Yeah, I think he did. I think he definitely responded to the criticism well. You can tell from the opening of this game that he was out there trying to prove a point. Now, it seemed like it took a while for a shot to get going. That dunk by LaVine, I think, really kind of woke him up. But 5 for 10 from 3-point range, which is really good. 8 for 20 overall from the field, 20 shots to get 22 points. Not the best efficiency, but he also chips in 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Zach LaVine was playing with energy, playing with focus. That's what we needed from Zach LaVine. Adrian in the building, consistency. We need consistency. We need to play inside out with our big man. Completely agree with that. McCoy Music says, production from Zach LaVine and Pat make this team look how it's supposed to be. Completely agree with you there. Shay, I find it so comedic how everybody is showing Patrick Williams love now, but yet early on in the season, October, nonetheless, people wanted him to be traded. Well, it comes, right? It happens. One thing with sports, and that's of all teams, is that when somebody's not performing, you do get the people that are just going to, trade him, get rid of him, right? And then as soon as they start performing, they're back on him. I mean, that's just the nature of some sports fans, unfortunately. Kendall in the building says, what up, Haize? This is what I'm talking about. Good W. Hopefully they can build on it. That's what we need to see from this team is continually build off their successes. Plant-based Ministries. First of all, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Drummond is a beast in the paint. We need that. Listen, Drummond is a monster. And especially with Drummond playing focus, it's crazy. Check out Debo, 3 from 3. DeMar was mad about last game on Orlando. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with the way he played down the stretch of that game, for that game to slip out of our hands, not because of his play. I'm sure that frustrated the hell out of him. I know it would have frustrated me as well, but Debo playing a really solid game in this one as well. Almost every three-pointer Debo took, I was like, come on, Debo. Nope, it went in. But yeah, really, really good game overall from this team. I really like how this team has now responded to just how they've been playing. So really good to see that from this team. Brandon L. Jet with the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, my brother, for a good win and another Haize victory shot. Oh, all right. Which one y'all want? In the chat, let me know. Should it be the Douce, or should it be the Hennessy Pure White? Let me know which one y'all want to see me do a chat on. We'll see what it says. Dole Dipper says twerk. I ain't gonna be twerking, but whoever wants to twerk for the Bulls win, get that twerk in. Get that twerk in. It ain't gonna be me though. Haize, they heard you. That's how they need to play every game. And guess what? We can be a top tier team, not only in the East, but in the NBA. Yeah, with this type of focus, we definitely can be. Haize, I'm happy with the Chicago beating Boston. I really am. I just can't fully enjoy it knowing we could have beat Wells in the World Cup. Here you go. You're hilarious. Kobe White was rushing a bit on the fast breaks, yes. But I will say this. Kobe White's passing in this game during stretches, not throughout the whole game, but he had some passes in this one where you're just like, is Kobe going to develop as a playmaker? Right? When you look at Kobe's threat to shoot, right? He needs to hit it more consistently, but just the threat of him getting hot, if he has that type of passing on top of that, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And hopefully we see that from Kobe White over the course of this season. Nicola in the building. Am I wrong to say that Kobe has been given a good amount of effort on the defensive end because he could be used to fly around on defense and be bothersome for opposing offenses? I've been saying for what Kobe's off the ball defense has taken leaps and bounds over the last season and into this season. He's a pretty solid off the ball defender and weak side defender on top of that. It's the on the ball defense that can be a little bit of a problem for him some, but Kobe's still very young, still growing as well. No, you can't just trade any player because that didn't perform right. Everybody have bad games, not just Shy Bulls. Exactly. Goon said, "Do say that's my drink, Haize. Do so just for Goon. I'm gonna do the do say. Just go ahead and get that. Salute." Duce is so much smoother than Hennessy Pure White, by the way. Adrian, I do my doctoral program at night, so I have to occasionally miss games and your live shows sometimes. I'm glad your recordings keep me informed when I miss out. That's what we're here for. That is what the purpose of Chicago Bulls Central is. That's why I do say it's the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, because we're always going to keep you updated. Always. I wanted this platform, the goal of this was to be for anybody who's a Bulls fan to come and get everything they need from the Chicago Bulls. Now, I fall short of that sometimes. Nobody's perfect, but I tend to be one of the first channels to get any video of any news up, things like that. And that's not even to pat myself on the back, but, that's what we try to do here. Lee Education James, Io hasn't been finishing his fucking layups lately. I think it may just be fatigue, but it's very noticeable. Laughing my ass. Well, I think he finished more than not. But there are certain times where he has those layups. He has one in the fourth quarter of this game where he just missed it. And it was like, come on, man. Come on. Mr. Bad Guy. I wonder if the Bulls actually do listen to you, Haize. I mean, I wish. First of all, JDH, we don't drink cheap alcohol around here, bro. We don't drink cheap alcohol. Let's see what else we got in the building. Like up the stream, people. Come on, hit that like button. Y'all know what to do. First of all, who is this with my first name? Cordero in the building says, Pat becoming a real dog, but we need another playmaker. I see a trade at the deadline. Yeah, I don't know what you see, but I don't see a trade. And I think we have enough. I don't think playmaking is the issue on this team. When you look at this team, when they actually do pass, Zach LaVine is a hell of a passer outside of the fourth quarter. DeMar is a hell of a passer. Gorn definitely is a hell of a passer. Vooch is a hell of a passer. Patrick Williams has a lot of potential as a playmaker as well. I doubt if we make a move, it's going to be for a playmaker. I think that's at the bottom of the ring of what we need as far as this team. Mike Hines, great feel-good dub. We played with a purpose out there. A lot of positives to take from this game. 100% agree with you there, brother. Dreams are a reality in the building. Says, now we are cooking with gas. I love the defense I saw tonight by several players. Completely agree with you. What up, Haize? I'm a new follower. Thanks for keeping it 100. I went to the Orlando game, sick to my stomach. Now I'm good. Bulls W. That's from Kidaro? Great name there. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of the channel. I'm glad that you've hit the subscribe button. Let's not forget what kind of contract Io is on. Well, for this season, he's a free agent at the end of the season, so that team friendliness is about to go out the window. Io is about to get paid. Definitely about to get paid. Linnell Scott in the building says, what up, bro? What's going on, fam? What is this? A llama? You're posting a llama? Come on, dog. What you doing, bro? What is you doing? This is true. Haize is not lying about Cordero. Oh, yeah, about that being my first name. That's my actual first name is Cordero, by the way. Spelled the exact same way. The boys are horrible at entering the ball in the post. We could have blown them out by 30 if everybody can learn to get the ball to Vooch when he has a mismatch. That's from Wisdom, the Lion-Hearted. But I completely agree with you. That's been like over this whole losing streak. There's been some key possessions in which they miss Vooch having the mismatch, which would be an easy bucket. Look at what Vooch did tonight. Every time Vooch had the mismatch, he scored. And there were some shots where he hit it, and I was like, all right, Vooch, what you doing here? But they have to learn to attack the mismatch better. Stacey King had and even with Andre Drummond too. Stacey King pointed out Zach LaVine missing a time on a mismatch that Drummond had, just rushing a little bit too much. The team needs to slow it down some, but for sure. Alana in the building says, "Oh my God, can't believe we actually won." Agree with you. Goon, Bulls definitely finna pay my son. No, that Io good ass point guard. Listen, Io about to get paid. Especially him being, and especially if Lonzo does end up missing the whole season and Io keeps playing like this, Io DeSumo was about to get paid. And that's crazy. They're going to regret not giving him that 2-year contract. Io so far in the season, 11.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. His PER slipped. He started off with a PER of around 18. It's down to 11.76 right now, but that's still not horrible. When you look at his usage rate is a 16.6. He has a true shooting percentage of 59%. Io's about to get paid. He's definitely about to get paid. That man's agent is literally licking his chops. Lee Education James, it feels like every good to great team has a certain run through the season. I hope ours comes in the second half of the season. Momentum, confidence is everything for this Bulls team. Completely agree with you, Lee Education James. Completely agree. Alana says, I promise I'm going to start watching games again after Thanksgiving. What? Come on now. We already know you're not. Goddamn, we won. That's it. That's all. I don't give a fuck about shit nobody say about Chicago. I feel you, goon. How many guys in the league can create as much space one-on-one as Patrick did on that second half? I say less than 20. Listen, Patrick, and that's the thing, right? That's what's so frustrating at times about Patrick Williams is because he has all the potential in the world. Every time Patrick Williams has one of these games where he just you see a little bit of all that potential, all the potential that flash that got him being the 4th overall pick. And it's like, hey, let's just get that more consistently, which we're slowly getting. If you really look at Patrick Williams' last 10 games, he's been getting more and more consistent with what he's been doing. And the defense has been consistent literally probably since the last time he played, 15, 18 minutes or whatever. So Patrick Williams is putting together a nice revamp to his season after how it started for sure. Mark says, when are we going to start talking about P. Will's handle? We need to talk about it because he has a pretty damn good one. I loved our defense third quarter, and we stopped their 9-game winning streak. The odds winning the Bucks will be interesting. I have faith in this team. Listen, man, the game against the Bucks, I already know is going to stress me. How much you think they're going to pay Io? Well, so keep in mind there is, because he was a second round pick, and he only got the 2-year deal. There's actually a limit. They can only pay him. Oh, I can't remember how it goes. I think the most amount they can pay him is 11.5. Don't quote me on that. But that's the most they can pay him a year. Now, technically, other teams can offer him more. But I'm not worried about Io leaving the Bulls for some reason. I used to be, but really I'm not anymore. But I think Io's contract at the base is probably going to start at probably 9.5. I think Io's going to sign a 3 or 4 year deal. That first year is going to be 9.5. It's going to be probably an average of about 10.5 per season, but it's probably going to start at about 9.5 if I think. Derek, do you think the front office considers replacing Lonzo long-term with Io? No, because as great as Io is, he barely scratched the surface of what a fully healthy Lonzo Ball brings. Now, the question is he going to get back to fully healthy? But, I don't think that they replace him as the permanent starting point guard without Lonzo having a chance to show that he's going to be fully healthy. All right, let's see what else we got. Al Horford was absolutely trash today. Absolutely trash. Haize, I dare you to take a shot of some Skol vodka. Oh, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. We used to shoot Everclear. Like, come on now. My liver and kidneys literally look at me like, hey, man, it is what it is at this point. Haize, P. Will had a solid game. He's starting to get some confidence, and Io to Billy needs to start working on some plays for them. Well, design plays for them, yeah, I agree. But I mean, they're doing pretty good in taking the shots that naturally come to them. Kelvian says, let's go. Glad I caught the post show. About to clock in 15 minutes. Will you work overnight, bro? I used to do that life. That shit is stressful. Y'all see Zach stare Billy down? I don't think that happened. I don't believe that happened. But it probably did. So we'll see that. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel too, by the way. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube side by December 5th, which is Brandon L. Jets and my birthday. So make sure you guys subscribe as well. This may sound crazy, but my favorite player on the Bulls is Patrick Williams. Every time he drives or shoots, I get excited. Hey, I can definitely understand that. By the way, about the Bears, did Fields dislocate his shoulder? Yes or no? Yes, he has. He has dislocated his shoulder. But I don't know if it's one of those situations where I don't think it's going to need surgery or anything like that. But all right, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to watch this game over later. But do y'all think we actually played good or got? Oh, no, we played good. Alana, you got to watch the game. We absolutely played good tonight. That's not even a question. We absolutely played good tonight. Hey, bro, why are you always putting an A in front of my name? You could just say Haize, bro. But how you feel about Zach's game? And I think Zach responded pretty well. He played a really good game. I still need Zach to shoot a better percentage, right? We're used to seeing Zach efficient, just being a more efficient scorer. So I want to see Zach be more efficient. But he played and he deferred to teammates at time. He played a good overall game, even defensively. Not saying I want people chucking up shots, but I hope seeing his size up on Tatum boosts his confidence in terms of scoring on worse defenders. Completely agree with you there. If y'all had said, oh yeah, I watch on NBA TV. You can choose your commentary team on NBA TV. Goon says, overnight definitely stressful. That's why I work in the A&for. I worked overnight for years, and I'm so glad I don't live that life anymore. So glad I don't live it anymore. So he didn't dislocate it? Oh, let me go see what they're saying over here. Give me 1 second. I can check my sources because I definitely read something that said he did dislocate his shoulder. And you know, it sucks when wrong things are put out there. Let's see if I can find something. So what I'm reading, this is from CHGO, and this is also from Ian Rappaport, says, Justin Fields suffered a left shoulder dislocation, sources say, a painful injury he somehow played through on Sunday. Coach Matt Eberflus described Fields as day-to-day. His status for Sunday is still to be determined. So at least that one's saying that he did dislocate it. Austin says, games like this make you question if Donovan is the problem, if we're just being stupid. Yeah, I mean, it's either the game plan or us not executing. Blow, would love if you join my Bulls Facebook group, Chicago Bulls Fan Club. We are the biggest group on Facebook. DeMar actually liked one of my posts. Yeah, I can join it for sure. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Chicago, maybe already be. I'm in so many Chicago Bulls Facebook groups. Let's see. Yeah, I am. I'm already in your group, brother. I'm already in it. 21.9K. I'm already in the group. So my name's on Facebook, CJ Johnson. So I'm already in your group, brother. Definitely post this in there though. Tell them to go ahead and come through. Hit that subscribe button. Dragic good, Haize. All right, good. It was good to know if he is good. We don't need any more injuries on this team for sure. I had the two weirdos that was rooting for the Celtics. They were pissing me off. That's funny. Hey, listen, it is what it is, man. Somebody did ask something about Kobe that I think I passed up. Let's see. I'm trying to get back to it. Corey says Kobe White was trash. If you watch the game, he wasn't completely trash. He shot the ball terribly, but no, his passing at times definitely helped this team. So I wouldn't say that he was terrible today. He did shoot the ball terribly, but he did other things on the court that I can't say that he had an overall terrible game. So Minute says we should go after Cam. What makes you think he's available? They're not. Cam Johnson is literally having his best season. Yes, they didn't give him an extension, but I highly doubt they let him go away. Hey, Haize, what do you think about the Bulls potentially pursuing Yuta Watanabe? He's shooting over 40% from three and brings energy off the bench. Pursuing him for what? Like, he's already on the team. Again, it's very rare that players that are playing and having career years in areas are going to be available. So, we'll see. Austin. Hey, so all I'll say is this, Austin. This is the Bulls channel. We do have Chicago Bears Central. Go over there, ask the video, leave the mailbag. I'll answer that over there on Chicago Bears Central. I try to keep it focused on Bulls here, even though I answer some questions. But yeah, let's just kind of keep it focused on the Bulls. Chicago Bears Central is for Bears. Go and check me out over there. Zach, 8 for 20, 5 for 10 at the three. You and Pat mentioned this. Will it sustain? I saw a few big dunks and dunking tips from him. I hope so. I do hope that this is something sustained from him. I hope that he sees this and just has been reinvigorated. So he had a good game today. So, we'll see with that. I really love Kobe's confidence when it comes to his threes, even if they don't go. Kobe's never going to be shy. Never going to be shy about shooting threes. Goon says, I just sent you a friend request. You already know you about to get accepted, Goon. Come on now. You already know. Let's see. I don't see it yet. There we go. Got you. You in there. All right. Let's see what else we got. I didn't know, Haize. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm just new to. Oh no, you're fine. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it negatively. I just try to keep the channel separate. But yeah. So go and follow Chicago Bears Central. That we just like we do here. We cover the Bears daily over there, just like we do here. So definitely tune in there. Watch Yuta on the Raptors. His shooting is streaky. Y'all gonna treat him like Matt Thomas when he's shooting slumps. Hey, listen, I love how Bulls fans always want somebody. Always want somebody. Jamal, they need to get Pat more involved in the pick and roll and pick and pop. Hey, listen, especially with the way that he's shooting the ball lately, with the way that he's just performing lately, I think, like, if we talk about players can work themselves out of the lineup, then players should be able to work themselves into getting bigger parts of the offense. And Patrick Williams is starting to get to that point of getting there. So, yeah, hopefully we do see that. I'm putting a poll in the can we do this? I can't even do it. That's stupid that they don't allow it to the polls to be, it can only be yes or no. That's dumb. Oh no, you can't. Let's see. C D. All right, just put a poll in the chat. You guys go ahead and answer that poll. I just want to see how you guys feel about Zach LaVine's play tonight. Let's see. Best game for the Paul this season. That's probably fair. That's probably in a win for sure. I think he had a bigger game than that in a loss, but yeah, for sure. How long do you think it'll take Zach to get to number 1 threes in the Bulls, threes record for the Bulls? Let's see. Let's see. What is the record? I want to see what it is and where he sits before. So Kurt Heinrich is currently number 1 with 1,049 three-pointers made. Zach LaVine is number 2 with 770. So he still needs over 300 more, right around 300 more three-pointers. I say Zach gets there by the end of next season for sure. Hot take, just because LaVine is more proven, but P. Will needs to be just as much of an option on the offense as Zach. I feel like it would consequently make Zach's life much easier. I wouldn't say he needs to be as much of an option. The only person who's going to be as much of an option is DeMar DeRozan. Now, if DeMar was not on this team, I think you can get away with that. Probably still Vooch would be higher on the pecking order than Patrick Williams, but it's going to be a while before you see Patrick Williams be that high on the pecking order of the Bulls offense. All I want to do is see Patrick Williams get – if Patrick Williams can get 6 design plays for him a game, and then on top of the open shots that naturally come to him, I think that's a good place for Patrick Williams, because at that point, Patrick Williams probably get about 12 shots per game if that was the case. That's where I kind of want to see Patrick Williams at right now. Menace Murr says, how long do y'all think Zoe got to miss Brody? Also, y'all think he'll stay? If he don't, y'all think Lonzo isn't going nowhere. Not until the end of his contract. But with that being said, I really don't know. We're at the 7-week mark of what was supposed to be a reevaluation in 4 to 6 weeks. To me, that says that there's a chance that guy doesn't play this season. Nicola Varon says, from what I'm seeing, P. Will starts off strong and should be given the minutes to accumulate as many points and have his defense to close. I agree with you. Zach passed Ben Gordon in three-pointers made for the Chicago Bulls tonight. They were tied prior to the night, so he passed them up. Derek Sutton says, headed out for the night. Thanks for the fun live stream with this win. Thank you, brother, for joining. How would you rate the refs this game? I think they called a fair game, and that's all. That's going to get an A from me. As long as they made some bad calls for sure, but as long as they call the game even, I'm always going to say that the refs called a good game. That's all it takes. So they played a really good game. I like the way that the refs officiated this game. I think they called it down the middle and even. There were some missed calls for the Bulls as well, but there were absolutely some missed calls for the Celtics also. So 251 in the chat with 94 likes. Get a man some likes. Listen, that's actually a pretty good ratio for how things usually go. What was the refs doing the end of the game? Listen, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know what the spread was this game. Usually I say I accuse the refs of trying to affect the spread, but it kind of is what it is there. Alana says, like and subscribe, y'all. Completely agree. You said I don't know. I don't know if I feel like the refs. I mean, they miss calls for sure, but they missed some with the Celtics too. I would say this, right? To Goon's point, I think down the stretch they absolutely started swallowing their whistle some, but you know. And the big homie says, Haize, you got to show your barber some love because he or she keeps your hair on point, my brother. Listen, one thing, especially since I've been bearded, so I've had my beard for, Jesus, this November makes 9 years I think I've been bearded. But ever since I've had the beard, you gotta stay in the barbershop. I used to go every 2 weeks. I go every week now. But my barber uses vibranium clippers. It's that dope. I get my hair cut with vibranium. That's why it's so crispy. Can you or Pat contact Locked On Celtics? They'd be pissed. Pissed for what? The host of Locked On Celtics is actually one of our favorite hosts on the whole network. So we actually talk to him a lot. Haize beard game stronger than Steve Adams. I am the red bearded god. That's all I can say. So it is what it is. Haircut and beard is tight and right. You already know. Vibranium, brother. Vibranium. What? Come on now. Get with the times. Haize, LOL, the vibranium beard comment. Careful, Wakanda gonna hunt you down. Listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. The Black Panther is the one that cuts my hair. Sure, he cuts my hair. Spoiler. But yeah. All right. It said vibrate. All clippers vibrate. Like, that's literally how they work. They vibrate. Like, what y'all be talking about, man? Oh, your boy tired. All right, let's see. Still got to do Locked On Bulls. I'm sure Pat's going to be in the chat soon. Like, come on, Haize, when we're doing Locked On Bulls there, brother. Old male Ice Spice looking ass nigga. The Bulls in the building. First of all, you ain't left a voicemail in a minute either, brother. I need you to get on that for this weekend's voicemail bag. Hey, he's just tuning in. P. Will had a great game. Strong defense throughout, and Iowa really pushed the pace. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's because of the TV. I told you, every time the game goes off, it ends in a blue screen. There you go. See, now the glow is gone. Now just the pearly whites. That's all. Hey, Haize, remember that one episode of Locked On Bulls when that one guy appeared shirtless in the background where Pat Designer? Yeah, that was when Pat Designer was when he was in the hotel. What do you put in your beard? Juices and berries and feminine juices. No, so when you do the choke and stroke correctly, you produce. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop before I get shut down. Let me stop. Reginald Short, should the Bulls have gone more to Vooch in the paint? Yeah, but it kind of is what it is, man. It kind of is what it is. Good question. Odds of beating the Bucks. How do you think that they'll come out? Hopefully they build on top of this win, right? They come out with that intensity. They come out moving the ball the way that they did. They're going to have to against the Bucks, because the Bucks, unlike the Celtics, don't have a size disadvantage, right? That's a team that's long from top to bottom. So I think the Bulls are going to have to implement a similar strategy to what they did in that second Toronto Raptors game, where they just did not let the defense set up. Because if they let the Bucks defense set up against them, it could be a very long night. Very long night. Don't get shut down, nephew. We need this shit for real. I feel you. Oh, man. What matchups are you looking for the Bulls to take advantage of? Against the Bucks? I don't know if we have a matchup advantage, to be honest with you. What matchup advantage do we have? Oh, man. I'll say this. If Chris Middleton is still out, which he has been out, if he still is out, he was out today. If Chris Middleton is still out, I definitely think forcing them to guard DeMar and double DeMar is going to open up things for Zach LaVine, as well as if Zach LaVine can take advantage of Grayson Allen, who's there starting too. They can definitely do some things, but it's not going to be. We don't have a lot of matchup advantages against the Milwaukee Bucks. We just don't. P. Will's going to get eaten alive by. Oh no, P. Will's guarded Giannis pretty well their last couple of matchups. So we'll see. We'll see. Ryan Thomas, do you think the Bulls could build on I sure as fuck hope so. If they can't build on this, then it was no point. It was all for naught. So yeah, definitely hope that they can build upon this win. All right, so 124 of you guys voted in the poll already as far as what do you rate Zach LaVine's play tonight? 22% an A, 66% a B, 11% a C, and 2% of you rated this a D? Wow, okay. We not letting Giannis beat us. Brook Lopez can beat us. Bobby Portis, I don't know. We're not letting Antetokounmpo score. Well, hell, I don't know about that one. So, what bench players do you expect to step up against? Oh, the same ones. It's going to have to be Goran if he's healthy. It's going to have to be Andre Drummond. And I would say this, if Kobe White can shoot the ball against the Milwaukee Bucks, it's going to be a completely different game for them. That's going to bust things wide open. Hopefully Kobe can get going at some point. We need Kobe to get going sooner rather than later. So hopefully that does come for the Chicago Bulls, but, we'll see. Austin says, if the refs ain't biased and actually call offensive fouls on Giannis, we're winning the game. I'm telling y'all right now, call me Prophet Austin. I see it coming. Well, from your mouth to God's ears, Prophet Austin. Hopefully you're right. Who would you rather see in a Bulls uniform, Giannis or Joe? Oh, that's a great question. I would say this team, Joel Embiid, because I think having Joel Embiid in there, even though Vooch has been solid this season, completely changed the dynamic of this Bulls team from the inside out, because Joel Embiid is the type of player where you have to play from the inside out. They're not going to try to do what they do to Vooch, and I think that's going to make things even more dangerous. I think Joel Embiid is the type of big that can play with DeMar because he can also stretch the floor. I also think Patrick Williams will benefit greatly from playing with Joel Embiid, but Giannis is generational too, man. I don't think you can go wrong there. I definitely don't think you can go wrong. But all right, we're going to go ahead and shut this one down. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button. We're about to go live over on Locked On Bulls. So if you want to continue this conversation, go over to Locked On Bulls. We should be live over there within the next 5 to 10 minutes. But thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you so much for being a big part and the best part of what makes Chicago Bulls Central what it is as we continue to try to build out this platform. Make sure you follow the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail for our mailbag episodes, which we do 2 mailbags on the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related because of you guys. And like to end everything on, go Bulls, love you guys, and see red. Peace, y'all.